New York City, a place where skyscrapers touch the clouds and the hum of ambition never stops. Every day, every moment, people chase their dreams, but only a few transform their dreams into reality. One such story is of Zehran Mamdani. Zohran's journey began far away in Kampala, Uganda. This city was not just his birthplace, it was a place where the warmth, colors, and diversity of life painted his childhood on a vibrant canvas. His father, Mahmoud Mamdani, a renowned scholar, planted the seeds of thinking and questioning in young Zohran. He taught him that life is not just about observing, but understanding and analyzing. Every question meant you were trying to understand the world, and every answer meant you were learning. His mother, the world-famous filmmaker Mira Nair, taught him that life is a story where characters, conflicts, and dreams are always unfolding. Every moment of life is a scene, and every decision is a plot twist. These lessons helped Zohran develop a unique perspective, realizing that it's not just facts or numbers that matter, but the narrative and human connection that have a strong impact. From childhood, Zohran carried a global identity, Ugandan by birth, Indian by blood, and American by upbringing. When his parents moved him to New York City, he grew up in Queens. The streets, parks, and neighborhoods of Queens shaped his mind. The city was not just buildings and roads, it was a melting pot where every culture, religion, and community had its own unique flavor. For Zohran, this environment was a classroom, teaching him the struggles, aspirations, and daily lives of its people. The professional and cultural legacy of his parents gave him a sense of responsibility, not just for himself, but for everyone around him. He learned that privilege is not only comfort, but also opportunity, and using that opportunity wisely is the true test of leadership. College came, and Zohran pursued Africana studies at Bowdoin College. This was an eye-opening experience for him. There, he deeply explored history, social justice, and systemic inequalities. Every lecture and discussion reinforced his belief that if people spread awareness, show courage, and collaborate, real change in society is possible. But his journey wasn't easy. Zohran faced multiple challenges with his identity and ideals. Sometimes people questioned his youth and experience. Other times they criticized his progressive ideas. Yet every challenge made him more focused and determined. He learned that change is only possible when you do not compromise your principles under pressure. After college, Zohran actively engaged in social activism. He worked on grassroots campaigns, attended community meetings, and analyzed the real-world impact of local policies. Every interaction taught him that politics is not just elections and debates. It's a platform to solve real-life problems. This realization became a turning point in his life. In 2021, Zohran took the next step in his political journey. He was elected to the New York State Assembly, representing District 36. This was both a historic and symbolic moment. A young, multicultural, progressive leader establishing his voice. For Zohran, it wasn't just a political position. It was a platform to turn his ideas and policies into action. Zohran focused on several key policies: affordable housing, ensuring safe and reasonable housing for all New Yorkers, whether middle-class or low-income families; public transit access, making public transportation accessible and affordable for everyone; strong social safety nets and equality, providing fair access to health, education, and basic resources so every citizen has equal opportunities. These policies were not just promises, they reflected Zohran's personal beliefs. A city should serve all citizens, not just the wealthy. Zohran's political philosophy was simple and clear. Leadership is not measured by age or experience, but by courage, vision, and empathy. He emphasized that a leader's real job is to solve people's problems and make systems more inclusive and fair. Then came another historic milestone. Zehran announced his candidacy for mayor of New York City. This step was more than political ambition. It was a symbol that young, multicultural leaders can hold positions of power. If he won, he would become the first Muslim and Indian American mayor of the city. For people, this was not just an election, it was inspiration. It showed that diversity and representation are not just symbolic, but directly influence real policies and decisions. Zoran's campaign sent a message to every citizen. If you have vision, determination, and empathy, you can challenge the system and bring meaningful change. Zoran's journey also included personal sacrifices. Public scrutiny, criticism, and media attention often tested him emotionally, but every challenge made him more resilient. He always prioritized keeping his principles and policies intact, no matter the personal cost. Today, when Zehran Mamdani walks the streets of New York, every step tells a story of struggle, hope, dreams, and possibility. Every neighborhood, community center, and street corner he visits reflects his focus, understanding real-life needs and bringing practical solutions. Zoran's story is not just about politics. It is a human story. It tells us that with courage, vision, and empathy, anyone can challenge the system and create change. It inspires every young dreamer, regardless of their background, to believe that their efforts can make a real impact. And so, Zehran Mamdani has become more than a name. He has become a symbol showing that embracing multicultural identity, progressive thinking, and youthfulness can lead to leadership and impact. His journey has only just begun, and whatever the future holds, it will be a source of hope and inspiration for every citizen. Zehran Mamdani, a politician, a storyteller, a dreamer, and a catalyst for change, confidently moving toward the future he envisions for all. And this journey has only just begun.
Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.